You see these images of people holding full suitcases while going down the slide. What if you're the idiot that pops the slide and now no one else can get off the plane because your roller bag was that important?
What do you do? Yeah, no, that's crazy.
There's nothing in your bag.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's an emergency situation.
Right.
I think we as people need a little bit more understanding and maybe training on what an emergency is.
Yeah.
Ever wondered what your flight attendants are really talking about behind the galley curtain?
Welcome to Two Guys on a Plane, your go-to podcast for an insider look at flight attendant life.
We're your hosts, Rich and Drew, and we're here to tell you what really goes on at 35,000 feet.
So sit back, relax, we're ready for takeoff.
Whether you work in the airline industry or you're just someone who loves to travel, listen up because we have a very special guest with us in the studio. Joining us today is Adriana Brauckmann, host of the wildly popular wedding planning podcast, The Pre Nup. Adriana has tons of experience helping folks plan their big day to make sure the process is both fun and, of course, turbulence-free. Aside from being an expert in everything you need to know about weddings, Adriana also happens to be a bit of a nervous flyer. We're going to talk about everything from the hottest honeymoon destinations, our biggest bachelor, bachelorette party pet peeves, and how to actually calm your nerves when you are afraid to fly.
Welcome, Adriana. We had so much fun on your show, so it's so fun to have you here on our show today.
You guys, I had so much fun with you on your show. My only complaint was for myself because when I get excited, I start like not being able to shut the hell up. And I
We
felt
share
like,
that.
Yeah, I'm like, I am talking over them because I'm so excited. So today I'm going to be cognizant of that.
Watching the episode back though, and at one point I was like throwing my hands to like get everyone to be quiet because I had important things to say. And I was like, I look wild.
No, I love it. You know what?
Now.
You have to be scrappy to fight your way to get to say what you need to say.
Absolutely. We love to yap, so welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you guys. You're so fun, so funny. I'm so excited for this episode.
No, we normally start our episodes off by like crazy rants of things that have happened to us in our like week or month of flying.
Okay.
So we want to know what's your wildest story about a passenger or something insane that happened to you while you were on a flight.
While I was on a flight. Okay, so thank God nothing so crazy or unhinged because I couldn't take it.
Right.
Like I'm the kind of person who would actually break down.
She's like, actually, the phalange's missing. I gotta go.
No, that's me. I'm the woman. I had a dream last night. You were in it.
Yeah.
Like, that is me. So like, thank God. But a few years back, can I tell a story of my mom and my sister and brother-in-law?
Yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
this is,
If you don't want them named, don't say their names.
well, I'm gonna name them. I'm gonna name them.
Name them.
So Tour John and Wend are on a flight to Vegas from Philadelphia, and they're just over, I guess, the Rockies. It starts to be like something really crazy. They find out that they have to do an emergency landing somewhere. I don't know if it was actually in Nevada, but they were going to be quite a distance from Vegas, so they had to drive. But apparently the flight was so bad and turbulent that people were hitting their heads on the ceiling. There was vomit. Yeah, it was like a really bad flight. My mom, a devout Catholic, is saying her prayers, doing the rosary, holding hands with someone, closing her eyes. And my sister, she's on my podcast a lot. She's really funny and pretty dry, but she looks at my mom as just the flight is blowing up, for lack of a better word. But she's like, can you open your eyes because you're making me sick? My mom's like, I'm worried I'm about to die here.
Right.
So yeah, that's like the craziest thing that comes to my mind. But other than just like probably really moderate turbulence, I haven't had to deal with anything so crazy.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially as a nervous flyer.
And turbulence has gotten wicked as of late. Like we've been experiencing more and more heavy turbulence than, I've been flying for, I'm not going to say it again. I've been flying for a long time. And in like the last like 5 years, like I feel like turbulence has gotten worse, which is, why we tell you to wear your seatbelt when you're not, because we don't want you hitting the ceiling, but it is a real possibility.
For sure. And thank you for validating that because I've felt like the last few flights I've taken, I'm like, are we always hitting this much turbulence?
We didn't used to. We used to have a lot more smooth flights.
Okay, what's going on?
It's gotten so much worse over the last few years.
I'm gonna say
Weather
global
patterns.
warming. I don't know.
Yeah. Weather patterns are getting crazy. Jet streams are crazy. All that sort of stuff.
Does it ever freak you guys out?
We talk about this a lot, but no. I think after you've been through training and we're a lot more in the know about what's going on, like we get briefings before the flight. The pilots will tell us like where weather patterns are or where there's areas of turbulence. We usually get some sort of phone call in the moment, like expected in like 5 minutes, sit down. So
Okay.
it's a little easier it's not as scary when you're more in the know about it.
Right.
You know what's so weird to me is when a pilot will go, this was a little bit weird. It wasn't so crazy, but it was a little bit strange. Pilot got on before the flight and he's like, folks, brace yourself. We are going to be hitting extreme. And he used a negative word. It was something like terrible or extreme, terrible turbulence. So just brace yourselves.
Just setting you up for negativity.
Okay. So I'm like,
we love when they start the flight with that though, because that means we're not going to hit anything
we
along
didn't.
the way.
Yeah, we hit
Correct.
Always.
thing,
If they
not one
don't
thing.
say anything, that's when you know you're in for a choppy ride.
Yeah.
But if they
Yeah.
come on and are acting like this is going to be the worst day to fly ever, just keep your seatbelt on, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But he sounded scared. I'm like, I want my pilot in control. Like, I want, even if things are falling apart, I want him to be like, no big deal. I've got this. I'm going to land this plane safely.
We only need one wing. What? It's fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally fine.
That's great.
Well, when we were on your show, we talked a lot about kind of our origin story, but we didn't get to talk about you as much and kind of where you started with your crazy world of weddings. How did all of that start? What inspired you to get into the wedding planning industry, and what led you to your podcast and kind of where you are today?
Yeah. So crazy world of weddings is absolutely correct. It's so crazy for anyone planning or who has been married. You guys know. But I've been in the wedding industry for probably 10-ish years, something like that. And I always noticed the same thing with brides specifically, but couples definitely. Brides specifically were looking for a wedding that was as outstanding as it was beautiful. They were looking for something that could be featured in Vogue or look like it was featured in Vogue, feel that way. But they were maybe working with a budget that wasn't that high. And they also wanted just an experience that was individual to them, but also was going to serve their guests. So the guest experience has become such a big thing for people. They want tradition brides, but they also want to kind of flip tradition a little bit and create their unique moment. And with social media, we see so much of that now, and it's great. It's a double-edged sword though, because while it's great, it's the comparison game, It's like, oh, well, this person had this, this, and this. Like, I would love something like that, but where do I start? So with the podcast, my aim is always to just give brides power and information and, like, how can I do this? Because I always tell people you don't necessarily need a wedding planner, although it makes things a lot easier, but you don't need a wedding planner. You just need the knowledge, the know-how, the inspiration. So what we do on the show is we're so fortunate and lucky. We have some of the most amazing, incredible wedding vendors in the world giving tips. And we have influencers and like pseudo celebrities and things like that come on, and they'll talk about their wedding planning process. So maybe they either have the means to have hired like the best of the best and they can walk through that experience and what that looked like, or they're just, they have a big following because they have a really unique vision, and they help our brides get into the mindset of, okay, how can I draw this inspiration? So it's not really a copy paste, but it's like, okay, well, we aren't getting inspiration from this wedding that we saw featured on the Nut. We're getting inspiration from our favorite restaurant down the street that has like really great ambiance and the best food and all that stuff. So that's what we aim to empower. And then we always like to sprinkle some fun and some humor in there too, and take the piss out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I love that because, we've shared our wedding story a few times, and it's crazy because it's like, when you first get engaged, you're excited, but you don't even know where to start.
That's the
and
thing.
so, like, you're right. While you don't need a planner, you need someone to be like, okay, here's things you're not thinking about. Here's some do's and don'ts and things like that. So it's great.
Yes.
If we had our Pinterest wedding, it would have been like $4.6
million. Yeah.
$4.6 million.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the thing they don't tell you. That's the thing that no bride really understands because why would she?
Correct.
Right.
She's not in this space. She's not in the industry. But I loved your story when you were on the prenup because you guys said you were all in what, 10K?
Yeah.
Which is unheard of. But
Yeah.
you were two people, and there's a reason that you guys have a big following and people love you and take to you. It's because you do have vision. So you're able to execute it and get yourselves, you're artists in a way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I think what I forgot to tell everyone on your podcast was that the floral arrangements we actually handmade.
Did
All
you
of
really?
them. We took maps and I hand folded every flower except for like a couple antique ones that my sister-in-law bought for us. But
Wow.
every map was hand folded.
How long
into a
did it
flower.
take?
Oh my God, months.
Yeah.
Literally months. And it
was
was
a
sweet of him. It was sweet of him to start off by saying we. I did like
there they
one.
are, right there.
Yeah.
Gosh, they're so beautiful. But I can only imagine it took months. And did you enjoy doing it?
I enjoyed starting doing it.
Yeah.
By the time we got to the end of it, my fingers were hot glued together, and I was like, if I ever see another map, I'm gonna burn it.
No.
There was glue on like every inch of our kitchen counter for sure. We were like, oh, what is this?
I don't want to see another map.
But how do you plan an aviation-themed wedding and not have maps?
Yeah.
And we were looking for old like pilot charts to make things out of, and we couldn't get our hands on them, but it would have been fun.
You guys are actually the perfect example of what I'm talking about and the kinds of couples that I like to bring on the show because you weren't looking at on Pinterest aviation-themed weddings. You know what I mean? Like that was your thing. That was so unique to you. And it's like, okay, now we're thinking outside the box.
Right.
And people shy away from a theme because they think it's kitschy, but I always say lean into a theme. You don't have to, if you're doing
I say lean into it. Go
Yeah.
all
Yes.
the way in. If you are going to pick a theme, go all the way.
We went as cheesy as we
Cow
could.
print everything if that's what your vibe is.
But it
Do
turns out really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
correct.
and I guess it's better to say, you don't have to. You don't have to go full throttle into the theme,
Right.
but you can draw inspiration from your theme and like what feelings do it evoke and what design elements can we borrow from that. But you guys went full throttle, but it's so subtle. Like I have to be 3 feet away from that to see that they're matched.
Right.
But the detail in it is what makes it so unique, so cool, so beautiful, so you guys.
People don't realize that enough about weddings. Like, it was all the little things that really just made our wedding magical. I mean, obviously it was cool we got married in a hangar around airplanes, but it really is like those little details that just make it uniquely yours.
Absolutely.
And that people remember.
And by the way, you have to listen to the episode with Drew and Rich on the prenup because it really is such a good episode for people to take inspiration from when they're planning weddings.
Remind us the episode name.
The episode name it's something about you guys proposing within 30 days.
The Proposal Wars?
They proposed in 30 days and chaos ensued.
We'll find it. We'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. It's
a
really
fun chat.
Whether or not you're doing an aviation theme, whatever kind of theme you're doing, the conversation is really important because you're drawing from where you got the details. And I hate when people say, the little things don't matter. No one's going to notice this or that. Well, the little things actually do matter. They make a big difference because you put so much of your soul into the little things. Yeah. And that's what really creates the ambiance and the whole unique effect.
And those are usually the cheaper things to do.
Totally.
Get a cool napkin or something like that. Like that sort of stuff, it doesn't change your overall like bottom line, budget or whatever, but it does make just that much of a difference.
I love that you said napkin because people talk about that all the time. And a lot of times if you're doing a standard venue that typically hosts weddings and they're offering a napkin and linen, they'll offer like a white on white on white. And for people to save money, sometimes they're like, yeah, we'll just go with that. But I'm like, oh my God, the money you would save if you just got a little bit funky with an upgraded linen or napkin or switch that out because it's so inexpensive to do those kinds of things. You wouldn't have to go all out with these elaborate centerpieces and all these other things.
I fought Rich so hard at our wedding because our venue provided like the stackable school chairs, and I was like, fine, they'll go with the tables with black linens. Chairs don't matter. He was like, they matter, and I was like, they don't matter, and he was like, they matter. I was like, they don't matter, and so we rented the chairs just for the ceremony, so we had nice chairs at the ceremony, and then we used the school chairs around the black cloths, but. chairs matter for anyone that's listening.
I think so.
We needed something to soften up the
so.
fact that we were in such an industrial space.
Yes.
I was like, I want a masculine wedding because we're both guys, obviously.
Yeah.
But I want something to soften it up and make it feel like a wedding. And the
little
chairs
detail.
was like the one thing I was like, I will fight everyone in this room. And I did. I became a little bit of a groomzilla on the rehearsal night, but I was like, the chairs.
When it matters, you should like stand up for the thing that you want, because usually if you're going so hard for it and riding for it, it's a thing that will matter.
It really, the pictures, it mattered a lot.
Oh my God, your wedding pictures are gorgeous.
I would have regretted it very hard.
So
kudos.
one thing that we see a lot as flight attendants is the bachelorette parties. And you can spot them a mile away. You see them in the airport. They have their like matching shirts. Someone's got a tiara on. They're probably already a little bit tipsy, and you just know they're going to be in trouble on board. And as flight attendants, sometimes they're super fun.
Yeah.
But sometimes these groups get completely out of hand. But these bachelorette and bachelor parties have gotten so insane over the years. Like, it used to be like a drunken bar night.
Yes.
And now you've got these like elaborate trips. Like, what's your take on that? Do you like this trend, or do you think it's gotten a little out of hand?
So I have two schools of thought on this. And on one hand, I love a bachelorette trip personally if any of my friends are getting married, because I'm like, any excuse for a girls trip, I love it. Like, I think that is quality bonding time with your favorite people. Like, there's something about it that I absolutely love. Now, on the other hand, I do think it's gotten a little bit crazy. I think sometimes people do big bachelorette trips where they have to travel and, do a multi-night thing because they feel like they have to, because maybe their girlfriend Stacy did it and now they have to do it because, you went to hers. I hate when people say do what you want, because like when people are looking for advice or, they want an answer on something.
It's not great.
Yeah, but you can have just as much fun a night out, local, at home, with your girls. And sometimes people are going to have to fly in regardless if they want to be there for you that night. But some people are like, nah, screw it. Like, I don't even want to do a batch party. That's, and that's great too. Like, you don't have to do it. But I do think it's gotten a little bit out of hand. I do say this as someone who took a bachelorette trip to Charleston.
Charleston's popular these days.
Charleston's really popular.
I love Charleston, though. Yeah, we did them.
I took one.
Okay,
I
what
went
did
to
you
my
guys do?
people. I went to my people.
Okay.
Because I don't live near all my friends and family. So I went to them and we had a big weekend. We rented a house. It was super fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did mine. Well, the stupid thing is I thought that the trend was like overrated. So I was like, I'm going to do like a low-key weekend, and ended up choosing New York. And there's nothing low-key about being in Manhattan. And there's nothing cheap about Manhattan. So we did, we had a great time. We did brunch. We went and saw Kinky Boots on Broadway and went out to like the bars at night. It was a blast, but there was nothing cheap about New York.
Sure.
But I think like a night or two somewhere drivable or within a train distance from you, like I think that's a wise way to do it, especially because we work in the airline industry.
Right.
Flights are so unpredictable, and people have these like rigid schedules with these trips, and I'm like, if our flight's 20 minutes late and that ruins your trip, that's your fault.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, because of the nature of the trip, it's like, it's usually all different types of friends. It can only be a certain amount of time. And also, like, people are taking off of work. It's not the actual wedding. So yeah, you're right. It's usually 2 or 3 days. And it's like, if your flight gets canceled, you're beat. It sucks.
What's funny is New York's our backyard, so we didn't think bachelor party city. Totally is.
Yeah.
I'm from Nashville. Bachelorette party, like city of.
Yes, I think that's all they do now.
We went to the 2 biggest places for bachelorette parties, being like, we have this low key.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
I know. I get it, because like Nashville's an easy flight from Philly.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
for sure.
New
New
York's
York's
so
our
easy to
backyard.
get to.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like I do get those reasons, and it's so tough because I really like the bachelorette trip, but I think that there's time and place for it. So I'm seeing a lot of people get married very young right now. There seems to be a trend of people like going back to like 24, 25, 26. I'm like,
that's like one of our favorite things is that we were not super young when we did it.
Correct.
We're like, I had a fully formed brain by the time I did it.
let that frontal lobe just develop a little bit before you commit to someone for forever. That would
I
be
was like, we had made a lot of mistakes by the time we got to each other, so we were fully ready.
Name them. Name them. No.
And I'm not saying it can't work, and I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Right.
But when you're young, you also like don't have any money. So you can't do what you want for these types of trips. And, if you are of age, getting to the point like in your 30s and you want to take a trip, but sometimes people's lives, like they start having kids and they have really demanding jobs where they have to travel a lot. Hello, you guys. So
can't relate.
It's tough to ask people to do 2 or 3 nights away for a party to celebrate you. Maybe they're already traveling for your wedding also. So it's like you kind of have to think about those things.
Yeah. The money factor is such an important thing too. Like, you're really sinking so much of your money into your wedding already. And it's like, don't go broke doing that, let alone on the trip that isn't even the wedding, It's like, and then you've got your honeymoon.
Right.
And it's like, what you've got that to plan and worry about too. Like, where are you seeing people put most of their money right now? Are people like focusing on honeymoons versus the wedding versus the bachelorette party? Like
Fortunately,
what are people doing?
I am. People are taking your advice, and it's put it toward the honeymoon. And some people are of course going big with the wedding if they can, or if they have help, which is fabulous. Not everyone does, so it's a little bit different. But I'm seeing so many couples, thank God, put money. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name of it. That Honey Fund is one of the services that provides it, but it's a honeymoon fund, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But people are registering for that, which we love to see. And they are maybe going back a little bit on some of the things, or maybe some of the guests that they were planning to invite to get that cost a little bit lower for the wedding. Yeah, which we love.
10, 20 years later, when you're thinking about your wedding and stuff, you're not going to think about like, the tea towels that I got for my registry. No. You're going to be remembering the moments you had on your honeymoon that like they're burned into your brain. That sounds like it's a negative thing.
No, it's a fact.
But like I think about that for like, we did a mini moon and then we did a like honeymoon a year later. And it's like those memories are like just still to this day, 10 years later, some of our favorite memories of the whole process.
You guys did it right.
Well, even our friends recently, I don't know if this is a trend or not, but we're seeing like most of our friends are having very small weddings and then are having like big receptions.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, we love to see it. Very intimate, like 5-6 people weddings, and then having like a 30 people party afterwards, and then a honeymoon. No one's going broke on weddings anymore. Our trend, the trends I'm seeing.
Well, they shouldn't be. No one should ever be going broke on weddings. I mean, this is something that I will scream till I'm blue in the face, but like, do not take out a loan for your wedding. Do not go into debt for your wedding. I promise you, I swear it is not worth it. Get married. If it's important to you to be married, get married. Go to City Hall. Like, do the thing. That's the reason you're doing it. You can always have the party. Always. And I think it's even romantic. Like,
you can always have the honeymoon. 10 years later, you can have the honeymoon.
Always have the honeymoon. Although I'm someone who's like, you gotta do it because life gets so in the way. And it's so important to take those trips while you're like sprightly and in love, and you have
bad people to ask about this because some people plan like those once in a lifetime trips for their honeymoon. Right. Nothing's once in a lifetime for us, unfortunately.
No, you guys.
So I'm like, go. We're always that sounds like a great place to go.
It's a little different for you guys. Yeah, and it's so great and fabulous because you get to travel to all these places. But you're right. So many people like this is the trip, and
Europe is just as close as Vegas. Like, you can do both of them.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't understand. I know. I have so many people give pushback in my personal life. Like, we can't do that trip to Italy because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but we went to Scottsdale.
Right.
That's far too.
Also the other side of the country versus the other side of the ocean.
Correct.
It's still just a 5.5 hour flight. Like, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We're getting on a flight.
What are some of the destinations people are going to for their honeymoons now? Because for like bachelorette parties, we see like Nashville, Charleston, Vegas, like some of the Austin, Scottsdale. Like we see the typical ones. But honeymoons, I feel like people are going a little all over. Are there any like standout destinations people are going to right now?
For sure. So I think we were laughing about this when you guys are on, but like Amalfi Coast was such a big thing for such a long time. But in the last probably year and a half, all the like hot little influencers that come on who I love, I'm obsessed with, they're all like...
Because they're in the know.
They're in the know. And I want to do what they're doing. If I'm going to be copying something, like I want to see where someone's going for a trip. I don't necessarily want to take everything from their trip, but I want to see the destination, like Where has good culture? Where has good food? What are we seeing? What are we doing? Where are we shopping? This isn't really a shopping destination per se, but so many brides are telling me that they're doing African safari.
Oh, nice.
We just had friends do that for their honeymoon.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's such a good choice, especially for people who aren't like in aviation and don't have like as crazy flexible schedules as we have. Because
Yes.
like you're planning this big trip, that is something you need time for. You need to really plan for. Like that's a smart time to do it.
Oh yeah. And it is one of those things where if you are a couple who's like, we're planning our wedding in this time, and then we have our honeymoon, and you can take a multi-week thing. Like it's far, so you have to
But
plan.
so worth it.
So worth it. Yeah, I've never done it. It looks phenomenal.
We haven't either. I would love to.
I have, and it's so
You
worth it. I
have?
want to go back and do it with Andrew for sure because it would be amazing.
Oh yeah. You guys should just do honeymoon. Like a honeymoon segment where you just like, right?
Love that idea.
Wouldn't that be
we
fun?
basically do every
do.
year. Like we go somewhere new
do.
for our anniversary every
That was
single
one of
year.
the promises we made when we got married,
Yeah.
is that we would spend our anniversary somewhere different in the world.
I love that.
So we plan a new trip every year, and we picked. I mean, October's a great time to travel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just.
It's kind of one
the
of
weather's
those.
great everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather's good, and then for us as crew members, we fly standby. So it's one of those seasons where flights aren't as full because people are back to work from like summer vacation or they're gearing up for the holidays. So like they're not really traveling as much, although that's changing as more people get married in October.
Yes.
But it's nicer because we're more likely to get on flights to where we need to go. Flying in the middle of the summer on standby is not for the faint of heart.
I'm sure.
You may or may not make it.
And you bring up a great point about TikTok. And this is one of the places, is a hill I will die on. This is where you use TikTok for hacks.
Yeah.
This is a hack that is absolutely great. My little brother is planning a trip to Europe, and he was like, I want to bounce around. And I named like 3 countries, and he was like, what do I do when I get there? And I was like, I don't know. Go on Instagram, go on TikTok, look it up. Like, people are doing these things. Let these people like tell you what's great about these countries.
Yes.
And figure out how you need to map out your trip.
And
Just
that's
go
where
do
I
it.
find like
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff
Yeah.
when I travel. That's
Yes.
I'm not gonna go to. I'm sorry, maybe this is bad, and if they're a potential sponsor, then just cut this part. Like, I'm not going on TripAdvisor and finding out, what
Right.
what the things are.
The top
like,
10, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's boring. I can find out from real people who've been there, who've lived it, who've eaten there, who've done
Right.
all the things. Like, and I can see the experience.
Yeah.
I could see if it's something that I'd be interested in.
Well, another pro tip, kind of off topic or tangent a little bit here about that, is when you're traveling, like especially in Europe, anywhere that's standing outside with a menu and is like trying to summon you into their restaurant, don't go there. That's not the place.
Yeah.
They're begging for business. They're going to be mediocre. Don't do it. Go to the place that's full of locals, like
It's
look into the
tourist trap.
restaurant,
Yeah.
or someone that's like, I don't think I really want to seat you. Like there's
Totally.
those hosts in some of those restaurants are like, like
You want them to have
should
their
be
nose
grateful
up.
to be here. You want to go to those places because they have the good food.
if TikTok is telling you to go somewhere, find that food, and then go like Google and walk around and find that food. Don't go to the restaurant that they tell you to go to. If they're telling you to go to a landmark because that's the thing, go and figure out what time of day you're supposed to go. Because if their video is full, your video is going to be full of people too.
That is so smart. Before I went to Paris, actually, someone mentioned something similar. They were like, if there are flowers adorned outside,
Yeah.
that's tourist trap. Like, you
Tourist
don't want to
trap for
go somewhere that has flowers all over it. And I'm just passing places that are covered with flowers. I'm like, it's so pretty, but no, you can't do it.
See, you're already halfway there. You got to figure it out. You'll be a tourist or a travel planner in no time.
Oh God, I doubt that.
And I will tell you, as a tourist in Paris, the Eiffel Tower is a twice-a-day thing. The daytime version of the Eiffel Tower and the nighttime version of the Eiffel Tower are different things. So
God.
take a crepe and enjoy a breakfast by the Eiffel Tower. Take champagne and enjoy the sparkly Eiffel Tower. But they are different vibes altogether. You have to do it twice, I promise.
What's your favorite city in Europe?
As many times as we get asked this question, I can never answer it because the second I say an answer, I'm like, oh, but I also love. But recently, I'll just go with that, was Brasov in Romania.
Oh yeah, you guys are saying Romania is sick.
Quaint
so
and
sick.
charming. It's like in the mountains. There's like, it's Dracula's castle is near there, so there's kind of this like spooky but also old world vibe. But it's also kind of romantic in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's such a great destination to go to. And apparently it's really good for skiing too if you go that time of year.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a different answer, and I
Okay.
will stand on it. It has been the same since we went to this location, but
Yes.
it's Budapest, Hungary.
Yeah.
It is literally my favorite place. We've been back like 3 times now.
It's
I could
so good.
probably live there. It's so amazing.
Could you live there?
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
It's
Loaded question.
no, it's one of those places where it has like untouched architecture. It never really got caught up in a war, so all the architecture is normal. The food is amazing and super unique. It sits right on the Danube River. Like Buda is on one side and Pest is on the other. So like the whole city centers on the Danube River. Danube. I don't know, Danube.
Someone will correct us in the comments. It's
Fine.
fine.
It's good for
I'll
engagement.
spell it, and I'll still not know how to pronounce it. It sits right on the river, so like half of it, there were like cave churches, there were castles. The food was so good. The drinks was good. It was fun in the day. It was fun in the night. We went to a beer bath. I got wasted in a bath. And
I'm sorry. What is a beer bath?
Your
So you know the
recollection
baths?
of this city is wild.
it's my favorite.
Yeah, they're famous for like their Turkish baths there.
Sure.
And so one of the ones that we found actually on Airbnb was like go to this beer bath experience, and we were like, well, we'll go to the baths and then we'll do this like exclusive experience. And so basically we had like a private area of this room with 2 like big wooden bathtubs. And they fill it with hot water as well as like the hops and stuff from the beer, like the florals and all the aromas and stuff. So it's very like aromatic and very relaxing. But then in between the 2 tubs is a beer tap, and you can have as much beer as you want. In addition to that, someone comes in every like probably 20 minutes of this hour and a half experience with a tray of snacks and a local craft beer, like paired with the snack for like the flavors and the profile or whatever. So like you're getting snacks, you're getting way more alcohol than you need.
So you're
And
getting
then
hammered.
You're
Almost
relaxed.
drown. There are pictures. Legs, there are pictures one time of like legs up.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for the snack man to come check. God forbid, you know?
I almost drowned, but it was the most wonderful,
It was-
magical experience of my life.
It sounds
The
phenomenal.
most relaxed I think I've ever been in my entire life.
Also, so inexpensive.
Really?
It was so inexpensive. Still is. We were just there last year.
Well, we're talking like $40 a night Airbnbs. Granted, it's
Come
Europe, so you're
on.
like walking up to like the 10th floor. Whatever, $40
cares?
a night.
Who cares?
I need exercise.
Absolutely. I love too what you said about the pact to travel, be in a different destination for every anniversary, because of course your flight attendants, like it's
Right.
it's easy for you to do that, but it's easier for everyone else to do it than they probably think. And you don't have to go across the world. Like you can go to maybe a city that's like, I don't know, 3 hours away that
Yeah,
you've never been
for
to.
sure.
I think that's such
Yeah.
a good, fun tip.
Yep, it's so true. So what are your thoughts on destination weddings? We're seeing that kind of more and more too. I feel like people are kind of thinking, okay, well, I don't want to get married in my hometown. Let's go somewhere, have an intimate vacation wedding built into one. Like, are you liking this trend? Or are you?
I absolutely love it. I think it is so smart for a ton of reasons. I think number one, you just get to be married in a beautiful destination. Maybe you're experiencing something new. Maybe it's something that's special to the two of you that you can bring loved ones to and join you there, or you can elope there, really romantic. I also think it's a lot easier today to do than it ever was to,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to do necessarily an all-inclusive resort, because I think, 10, 15 years ago, if you were going to do a destination wedding, that's what a lot of people thought of. It's like, we're going to this all-inclusive resort in either, South America or in the Caribbean or something like that. And you get this sort of package that's very similar to something that you would get in the States. You're kind of mirroring that. But with a destination wedding in any other destination, or, Caribbean and South America have a lot to offer too outside of a canned wedding.
Yeah.
You can experience the culture in a different way and the way that they do weddings. So especially now, we're seeing like such a huge rise in French weddings and Italian weddings for American couples. And it also can cut costs in a big way. Like,
Oh, for sure.
if you're in the Northeast I don't know where most of your listeners are based, but I'm sure,
in the world.
I'm sure everywhere.
Yeah, a little bit everywhere.
So in the Northeast, it's just bonkers astronomical. I mean, you're a
Yeah.
Boston guy, you know,
Yeah.
it's like $100K
The expenses
minimum.
are insane.
Yeah, you're talking like, when all is said and done, it sounds crazy to say it, but it is true. You're talking like $1,000 a person sometimes.
Which is just astronomical. How you know how many vacations that is? I could
Many.
never.
And there are ways to do it, right? So I'm sure there's people who are like screaming and throwing tomatoes at me, like, my wedding didn't cost that.
Yeah,
And like,
exactly.
your guys' wedding
yeah.
didn't cost that. There are ways to do it.
But there's both ends of that spectrum.
There is, yes. So I think if you are planning that traditional type wedding and you want to save costs, doing a destination wedding is the move. It's a really good move.
I'm with you on that too. Like when this trend kind of started becoming popular and people were doing like the Caribbean and Central America or whatever at these like all-inclusives, it just felt like the same old cookie cutter wedding, but now you just changed where the beach is.
Yes,
And I was
yep.
like, I don't know that I love this. Like
Yes.
if that's your culture or that's something you really want, go for it. But it felt like people were kind of doing it because they just thought it looked good and they saw it on Facebook or whatever. But I'm loving this trend of people shifting to more unique destinations, like off the beaten path in Europe, or like, you know, a friend of mine who's a flight attendant rented a castle in France and invited like 30 people to come stay in this castle for a week and did this whole like romantic thing. And I'm like, that is cool.
I was just going to say, I have a friend who was planning her wedding. She rented a pub and they had like an outdoor space. So they were going to put the wedding in the back in the outdoor space. And then everyone was just going to go into the pub for it was like a 40 people wedding.
That
but
is
it was
so
gonna be
fun.
so cute. She was showing me all the venue. and
Where was
stuff.
this?
I think it was Ireland. To be honest with you, I don't
Ireland would
remember
be
exactly.
so beautiful.
Oh my God, for so
It
many
was a
reasons.
jump
but-
seat conversation, and she was like, "Look what I'm planning," and I was like, "Actually, that's amazing."
I love that people are leaning into that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's like your reception doesn't have to be the sit-down dinner with a butler serving you bread and white glove. Like you can go to an Irish pub and party with people after you
Well, and
get
that's
married.
what we
Absolutely.
talked about a lot when we were getting married. We knew who we were. We knew who our people that were coming were and what they were going to want. So, like, you know you and you know your friends.
Yeah.
Go plan that party. Selfishly, plan it for you. Don't plan it for anyone else. But
You do. You do it. You plan it for you, but you have people in mind. You do want a good guest experience, but you're not saying like, oh, well, Aunt Rita's going to be uncomfortable on a bar stool. We can't have it. Like, no, Aunt Rita. Like, this is your wedding, you know? And if she doesn't like it, she doesn't have to come.
I'm sorry, Rita.
Sorry, Reeds. Mwah.
We'll
Love
come
you.
over for brunch another day and make up for it, I promise.
Can we talk about that too? Like, just the fact that there's so much pressure on the wedding guests and
like pleasing everyone.
not only pleasing everyone, but even just to invite someone to your wedding. It's like, okay, maybe I can't even say that. No, I don't think there's anyone in my life, if they said, I can't have you at my wedding for whatever reason, but I love you and like it has no bearing on our relationship, I'd be like, great. Not everyone can be everywhere all the time.
Right.
Like you have a vision for what it is. I love you. You love me. Like, why? I know that it's a big deal to pledge your love in front of everyone. Obviously, the industry. Like, I think weddings are huge.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that it makes sense that we have to invite everyone we ever knew and
I would
please
agree.
everyone we ever knew.
Yeah. Like again, going back to it's your day. Like plan what's best for you and your partner that feels like you and feels authentic. And if people are into it, great, they can come. If not, then that's okay. Like
that's
it's what you did for you.
They don't have to be there. And if they're not happy with the way that you're doing things, then like maybe
you don't belong.
correct. That's exactly.
Yeah.
You said it in a nicer way than what I was
Maybe
thinking.
you don't
Maybe you don't
belong.
belong here.
Yeah, that's such great advice though, is just like focus on you at the end of the day. You know, it's really your day.
That's it.
Well, we could probably talk about weddings and travel and destinations all day long. But another reason that we wanted you to come on the show today is to talk about your fear of flying, what you love about flying, what you don't love about flying. And we also hear you might have some questions for us because you're our first passenger, let's say, our first passenger guest on the show that has not been a flight attendant. So we figured, why not take this opportunity, pick our brain. You've got 2 flight attendants right here. Ask us anything.
I am so honored. I'm so excited. You're going to think I'm a freak because I really am terrified of flying, but I'm hoping you'll put some of my fears to bed.
We're hoping so too, but we can't make any promises.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think you will because some of them are just so outlandish and invalid. They're just thoughts of a crazy person. You know what I mean?
As to people who in the industry watch air crash investigation, like as a hobby, like bored on our layovers, like let me see what went down with this crash. We definitely understand that we might be looking at it from a very work perspective, but we're going to try to ease your fears as best we can.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it because I certainly do have questions.
Right.
Okay. So question number one of the first things that we do when we get on the plane, we're instructed to put our phone in airplane mode. Mm-hmm. And I've always wondered, what if I just didn't? Would the plane go down? Like, what's happening with airplane mode?
Do you want the real answer?
Yes,
The real answer is your individual phone shouldn't cause that much, but it's like constantly searching. So when you set your phone too close to your speaker and it makes that like crackling sound?
Yep.
If all of them are on and working, it messes with the pilot's headphones. That's my understanding.
Okay.
It's like
Anyways,
a frequency issue.
like a
So like if all
frequency
200
issue.
people's phones are making that like signal search noise in the pilot's ears, it could cause them to miss communication from air traffic control, from ground crew, from operations, things like that. But with that being said, I know a lot of pilots who are like, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
The plane's not going down as a result, but you're
Okay.
right. As long as
Is
it's
the plane
still
going to fall out of the sky if you
Yeah.
forgot to put it on airplane mode? No.
Okay.
But there are reasons that we ask you to do it.
So it's a greater good thing.
Yes.
Correct.
And since it is still a federal aviation regulation that we're supposed to enforce, we would like for you to follow it.
I have to say, I always do it.
Yeah.
I always put it on airplane mode, and I never purchase Wi-Fi, which is crazy. But I feel like it's my one time where I'm like, I
You
don't
and I
have
share
to
this
do
vision.
anything.
100%.
I love
you and
that.
I share this.
You can like check out. It's the only time you can truly check out and be like, well, I was on a flight, and just
Absolutely.
like forget about things for a minute.
And I'm also so scared that I'm like, I need a comfort show. I need
Yeah,
Gossip Girl
right. Oh
to
my
comfort
God,
me
yes.
right now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the one thing I always say to passengers who like give me kind of an attitude when I'm like, put your phone in airplane mode, is like, you're going to drain your battery. It's going to be searching for a signal the whole time, and you're going to kill your battery anyway. Why? It's a win-win for everyone. Just do it.
Your flight
Just
attendants are
don't be
looking.
on it. Just don't be talking on it.
Do people do that?
Yes.
Can you talk on the phone in the air?
No, but they'll
Like
talk
you-
on it until the point it like literally cuts out.
As
This is
Wi-Fi
where we're going
gets-
to tell you to stop.
Yeah, as Wi-Fi gets like better on airplanes, the capability is there, but it's against policy for
If you're
sure.
that important, fly private.
You're not.
Come on.
You're
Yeah,
not that,
right.
you're just not that important.
Yeah, you're
though.
And
not.
most of them are not.
They're
not
definitely
that
not. They're
important.
plebeians like us. This is why we fly public.
Right.
Okay. Am I allowed to say that I'm having a little champagne right
Sure.
now? Okay,
Yeah.
great, fabulous.
So are we.
In honor of that. Sometimes I've had a drink on a plane and I feel like it maybe goes directly to the head. Maybe
does.
a little bit more quickly than
Yeah,
it would
it
on the
does.
ground. Is that a fact?
It is.
It's kind of similar to how like, you go to happy hour and you're like, oh my God, I haven't eaten anything all day. A glass of wine is going to hit you way harder. It's a similar kind of vibe.
Totally.
And like the altitude really does just kind of everything heightens. Like, for example, if you're sick or you have like a headache or some sort of like earache or something, like everything's just heightened, no pun intended,
Yes.
when you're on the plane. So it hits you harder for
The
sure.
airplane is pressurized to a certain altitude. Like it's not like you're at 36,000 feet. But imagine being skiing and you're at the top of a mountain. Like the oxygen is a little bit thinner and things just hit you differently.
Totally. And it's so funny that you say that because I feel like anytime I watch a movie on a plane, I'm sobbing. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best movie I've ever seen. If it's a new one. And then I'll watch it later and be like, this kind of sucks. I watched Dear Evan Hansen for the first time on a plane, and I had never seen it on Broadway. And I'm a Ben Platt girl. Love me some Ben Platt.
Yep.
But I watched it. I'm like, oh, it's so good. It was amazing. Jacob, tell my husband, like, we got to watch this movie. You're going to love it. I sobbed. We watch it. Ben Platt is 28 years old playing an 18-year-old. It's crazy. Like the movie
What
was
is this, Dawson's Creek?
so bad. It was that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. It does something to the emotions. It does something to all of the feelings.
Yeah.
It's good to know that there's science behind that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a serious question because I love to get a coffee on a plane, as you guys know, to dip a Biscoff
your
coffee.
Biscoff with.
Yes.
Warm up your stroopwafel.
Or
It's
stroopwafel.
necessary.
I don't discriminate as long as I can do a little dipping. But I've heard people say that you shouldn't get coffee or tea on an airplane. Is there anything to that?
Well, the thing is, you have to think about the logistics behind it.
I don't want to.
You asked the question. There is kind of this, thought that the tanks where the water is stored on airplanes is maybe not the most sanitary place. And people have done research on that, and some airlines clean better, some tanks are cleaned better. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be great coffee or tea.
Sure.
But we're not super germaphobe people, and we feel like airplane coffee, it's not great, but if you need like a little something, go for it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I clean the pot. I clean the pot before
absolutely.
I serve coffee out of it.
So you can get it, but don't expect,
yeah.
an incredible cup.
I mean, I think some
Exactly.
of them are good. I like my airline's coffee. So.
Okay. Good to know. So they're not all crap. Okay. True or false? Travel insurance is a scam.
I have no idea. Do you? I've never had it.
You
I
don't
don't
have
know
to.
anything
honestly,
about it.
we've never ever purchased it.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, everything's gone okay enough over
But
the
you don't
years.
really have to, right? Because you fly standby and your flight attendants.
That would be more reason to
That
buy
should be.
it.
Is
Like
it?
that's like
Because-
hotels and the like other things.
We
are
might not
covered
make
in
it.
that.
Like we'll book an Airbnb or hotel and be like, we might not
maybe
make
we
it.
should look
Sure.
into it and learn more ourselves.
But you never do it.
But we've never done
and
it.
you've always been fine.
So I'm gonna go with
That's how I
scam.
feel too. Whenever that they're like, get the travel insurance, I'm like,
What was the point of buying the refundable ticket if you
Right.
also need to purchase the insurance?
Let's
for
just
it?
wing it.
thing. That's the thing. I love the way you say insurance, by the way. People from like Tennessee and the South, they say insurance, and I'm like, oh,
Insurance.
insurance. Yeah, your listeners are probably like, where is this heathen from with her accent?
We talk different in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's ugly. Our accents are ugly. Well, Boston's cute, actually.
Austin can be.
Yes. Okay. My bag is 1 pound over the limit. And they're telling me I can't bring it. Okay. I've actually had this happen. It's 1 pound over. Like, come on, work with me here. But what is going to happen? Like, are they fat shaming my bag? What is going on? Do not do this to me.
Fat shaming bags. It's an epidemic.
It's wrong.
I think what a lot of people don't understand about planes is it's all a big math equation.
Okay.
Like each person and the like the bags that you bring onto the plane are equated to a certain weight each bag. So it's not really that your bag is too big to where it has to go on the airplane and how the airplane is weighted. And if they've already done that math, that 1 pound is important, right?
Right.
Yes.
So
Because if they're estimating your bag is, say, 50 pounds or whatever the case may be, and you're at 52, well, what if everyone's is doing that? You've now got tons of extra weight that maybe the plane can't handle or maybe isn't factored into those final numbers.
Okay,
Which
fair.
could throw things off.
Fair.
we're not pilots.
Yes.
We're not the people who load the plane, so I don't have a great answer for this question. I just know the basics behind it.
Yeah.
That despite what everyone thinks, the plane does not go up by magic. It's a big math equation to get everybody in there.
I think for my own sanity, I have to just believe it's magic because I don't want to know how it actually happens. I think it would give me a pit. I really do. Like, there's some things that I will always have questions about, and I'll never
So
look
the
it up.
1 pound affects the magic.
Okay.
Let's just say
So
that.
it's like it's the same thing with
Right.
with airplane mode. Like great or good, we gotta just
Yep.
follow the rules and follow the laws of the plane. What's the deal with overhead space? Why is there never enough overhead space?
Yeah, we would like to know.
As flight attendants, this is like the overhead bin space is like the bane of our existence
I know.
anyway, because we deal with it all day, every day.
Yeah.
And people seem to have this understanding that, like, okay, I am entitled to the space that is directly above my seat. And it's like when you do the math here, physically,
Yeah.
there's what, on an average plane, say 6 people across.
Yeah.
Where they can't all fit directly above that row. So
Right.
it's like, it becomes a puzzle. And as people, bring oversized bags or whatever the case may be, it just shifts and it changes, and it sucks that like there isn't space for every single passenger to have like a carry-on slot.
Sure.
It's an airplane. It's just limited space, and it's shared space.
Yeah.
And when overhead bins were created and under-seat storage, there used to be 30 people on these jets, and now we've got 400 people on these jets. So they've gotten tighter, and people don't want to give up their feet space, so we're putting a lot more smaller bags in overhead bins.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is neither here nor there. We get what you're doing, but if everyone would put small bags like purses and backpacks under the seat, we would be able to fit more bags up top.
Yeah.
And so it's really it's a greater good issue. You have to look out for the people around you. If you put all 3 of the bags that you brought on the plane in the overhead bin, there's not going to be space for very many of them.
Yeah, we as passengers really do have to look inward, and also we forget. This is public transportation, okay?
That's the part that's going on Instagram. Yeah, we have to look inward.
We do have to look inward because it's public transportation. Like, you can't get mad about these things. If you're that mad, then buck up.
Yep.
Fly private or don't fly at all. Like, no one's forcing you to do this. These are the conditions, and they're set in place for a reason.
100%.
So
you would be my favorite passenger.
Really?
Yeah. You would probably get an announcement over the PA about being my favorite passenger.
Stop it! Oh my God, I'm blushing. Okay, so you guys know, I've told you, I'm a nervous flyer, okay?
Yes.
And I have no reason to be because nothing bad has ever happened to me on a plane, and I've flown a lot for an average person. What's the likelihood of an actual emergency or like an emergency landing even?
Well, I've been flying for over 20 years. I probably take off and land somewhere between 3 to 4 times a day. And I've had one semi-important event in my career.
Okay.
So
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's not highly likely, but if you think about the amount of planes that are in the sky at any given time, and how many incidents you actually hear about, it's very slim.
Yeah.
And I definitely think media plays a huge role in this too, because, you know, when you look statistically at like car accidents versus aviation incidents are so few and far between that they become massive stories when they do happen.
That's true.
And they are usually a little more severe than your average, like, oh, someone bumped into somebody at an intersection.
Yes.
So that kind of plays into the fear aspect of people thinking, well, shoot, planes are falling out of the sky. Like, now I'm terrified.
Right.
It's like, that's not happening very often.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, and that's where we understand people's fear about flying, because when it does happen, it's not great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
It's
It's an understandable fear, but it's really not that likely to happen.
But it gets radicalized because when it happens, it's such a big deal that it becomes such big news.
Right.
Whereas
Exactly.
like there's, I don't know the statistic, but probably thousands upon thousands of car accidents a day, and probably a lot of them unfortunately fatal. And you know, we all get behind these big death machines and drive.
Right,
anyway.
exactly. And you don't really think much about it.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. All right. That does make me feel better, actually. Has there ever been a time where either of you were legitimately scared on a flight for your safety?
No.
No.
Short answer, no.
Okay, good.
Because even in the moments, like similar to Andrew, in my 13 years, I've had one incident that was potentially going to have a very bad outcome. Even in those moments, like, we're trained so rigorously and we go through annual training to requalify for things that in those moments, there might be a split second of fear where you're like, oh crap, what's about to happen? But your training really does kick in. You immediately start thinking about procedures that you know, what you're going to do. You start playing things out in your head of like, okay, if this happens, here's what I'm going to do. You get into this like just very trained flight attendant mode rather than fearful passenger.
Okay.
And that helps shift things. So no.
As a mom, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you have someone else to take care of, you kind of forget your own stuff.
It's true.
And I have to take care of this. And I think as flight attendants, that's where our training really kicks in. We have a job to do. We have people to take care of, and it really takes the fear out of it.
You're the moms of the flight.
Yes.
I honestly love that.
I do look to the flight attendants though, usually if I'm like,
do.
if I'm feeling like, you know, I won't like be like, help me. But, you know, I'll look at their reactions.
Yeah.
But usually if I see them sit and buckle up, I'm like, maybe something's about to embark. And
we say that all the time. We're like, if you see the flight attendant strapped in, you need to be too.
Yeah.
If you see us wandering around the aisle, okay, maybe don't be as freaked out.
Yeah.
But like, so you should stay strapped in.
I am the person who stays strapped in the whole time. That seatbelt is on unless I have to pee. Like, I am strapped in. Nobody need to worry about little old me. Because if that plane goes all over the place, I want to be in my seat.
Well, and this is where I always tell people who are nervous flyers, I don't know if this is one of your questions or I was going to close with this, but I think that if you communicate your fear to us, 90% of flight attendants are willing to pay more attention to you and walk you through what's really going on. I know I am. So like if turbulence is what you're scared of, I'll communicate with the pilots that we have a nervous flyer, give me some advance notice on turbulence so I can go back and like talk to the person and be like, okay, here's where the turbulence is, here's how long it'll last, like, so we can see if we can ease your fear a bit. So, and then I always also tell people all the time, like, watch your flight attendants. If I'm sitting up there smiling, laughing, having a conversation with my coworker, it's a normal day.
Yeah.
If we start doing things quiet, rushed and fast, that's when you should like
Get your rosary out.
Get your Catholic mom's rosary out. There's this narrative like out there now, you know, that we're just there to nag people, and people get frustrated by the role that we have in the job that we have to do, that they forget that like we're human beings too. And in those moments, we really do want to show up for passengers. Like that's why we started this job in the first place.
Yes.
You know, as much as people frustrate us, we really do care about passengers.
Yes.
So like Andrew said, you know, come up to us, tell us what's going on. Most of us are very compassionate people and will understand, you know, even if it means just shooting the shit for a few minutes to get your mind off of, you know, whatever you're afraid of, or, you know, talking about your day. Like, most of us are 100% down for it.
Yeah. As long as I'm not putting food in my mouth.
I know you can't have any.
If you see me about to take a bite, back the F off.
And my other thing is, like, unsolicited, like, part of this conversation, I feel like that passengers, while you don't understand why putting your bag fully under the seat is important, why you don't understand why your seatbelt is important, or your tray table, or your seat back, I do.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't have time to like argue and explain this to you. I just need you to do it so the people around you are safe in case something does go wrong. And it probably won't.
Yes.
But when it does, we don't want you tripping on a bag handle or your seat back blocking somebody, causing a tripping hazard, getting out of an airplane. Like all of these little things, it's just like weddings. All of these little things add up to something very important to everyone else on the airplane.
Yes.
And for God's sake, if you ever are leaving an airplane, leave your bag. There is nothing in that bag that can replace someone else's life.
Oh my gosh.
You have to leave an airplane.
Yes.
Leave the freaking bag on the plane.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, would you go back for something like in a fire, God forbid?
Right,
like,
but these people
Exactly.
holding, you see these images of people holding full suitcases while going down the slide. What if you're the idiot that pops the slide and now no one else can get off the plane because your roller bag was that important?
What do you do? Yeah. No, that's crazy.
There's nothing in your bag.
You're
Sorry.
risking
Okay.
your own
No, it's an
life.
emergency situation.
Right.
Like, I think we as people need a little bit more like understanding and maybe training on what an emergency is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I couldn't agree with that more, because I feel like people or the industry is like afraid to scare passengers, which is totally understandable.
Sure.
We want to create a comforting, calming environment on board the aircraft. But as a result, people are not connecting the dots either of what could happen.
Yeah.
And how those little things like making sure your bag is all the way under the seat, making sure your tray table is up, making sure it's just easy for people to get out if we need to. Like, it makes a huge difference.
Yes. And also, like, everyone wants to bitch and complain, but no one wants to, like, a quick Google search could probably tell you why it's important.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like you should take a cue from a flight attendant and maybe watch an aviation disaster.
Yeah, right.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. Do it. I freaking dare you. Oh my God. No, I would not fare well doing that. Okay. Oh, if passengers did this, flight attendants' job would be a whole lot easier.
Stop arguing.
With each other.
No, with us.
Go with us.
Put your bag under the seat and put your seatbelt on. Just stop arguing with
Listen
us.
to mommy. Come on.
If you don't want to be treated like a child, don't act like one.
Yeah.
Put your seatbelt on. You knew it was coming. We made a whole announcement about it.
I would say my answer for that is if flight attendants, if passengers would acknowledge us, and I know that seems really basic, it would make things a lot better.
Okay.
Because so often we're just like ignored by passengers. Like we'll say hello during boarding and they'll look at you and just completely ignore you. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not a human being. But then 5 minutes later, they need something or they're complaining about something. And it's like, if you'd come at me with like a little bit of a better attitude from the get-go and just said hello, good morning, or whatever, I would be way more apt to help you and be going above and beyond for you rather than just having that transactional moment where like, you're on my nerves now.
Yeah. Like, don't be intimidated by the flight attendants. They're there for you. And
absolutely.
Okay. Do we have quick time for rapid fire?
Yeah, we can definitely. Well, our rapid fire?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, do you have a rapid fire?
Oh, are you doing it to me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh,
I love
excited.
this.
Okay.
This is what happens when you get podcast hosts on podcasts.
I know.
No one knows who's running the show anymore.
No, you guys are 100% running the show. I am so grateful to be a guest on your
I love
show,
it.
but I'm just not used to
No,
it.
I totally love it because we could gab with you all day long.
I know. I love you guys.
But
You're
yeah.
awesome.
Before we do that, do you have any other burning questions for us? We could
Okay.
probably do one.
What's the best way to get on a flight attendant's good side?
I think Rich just told
Yeah.
you. Acknowledge us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people bring treats, which we really love. But if you're
Yeah,
gonna
do you like a
that,
treat?
I don't hate them, but I say be unique if you're gonna do it. Like we've talked about it a lot in previous episodes and things like that. But if you are gonna bring a gift, bring it out of the goodness of your heart and not because you want to do a free upgrade or something like that. Because I mean, a lot of the policies stop us from doing upgrades. So
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get more attention from a flight attendant if you do it, but it doesn't mean that we can always give you free stuff.
If I had time, I was going to ask, is there ever a way to get a free upgrade? But I think you just answered that.
It's honestly, it's not something we as flight attendants can ever give out, even
Okay.
if the seat is available. And these days, flights, they're always full. First class is always full. So
Yeah. What are the odds?
there's so many hacks out there and whatever. None of it's real.
Okay.
I think what people forget is that like even the upgraded seats are a revenue stream for our companies. So like us giving that away can be considered theft. So we can get in big trouble for like even
Stealing from the company.
stealing from the company. So like I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Flight attendants move people around the airplane all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
But if you brought me a gift, I know that if we do need to move people for weight and balance or whatever, you're the person I'm coming to. So like,
Okay. Okay.
But then it looks like bribery too. So it's like
It's not because there's no guarantee. You're never going to be able to
Right.
guarantee it, and you're right. It should
but
just
you put
be out
yourself
of the
on a
goodness.
radar, and if something happens and we have something to give, we go to the people who we said good morning or hello or we're kind to us.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
it's
not
not
going
even-
to the person that was screaming at us.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not even just like first class seats, like airlines that don't have it, like exit rows or like the first row of a cabin, like those are premium seats too. So it's the same idea. So people see an empty exit row and say, well, why can't I move there? And it's like, well, again, the airline might accuse me of theft. And it's like, it's not that we're just trying to be jerks and take all the seats for ourselves. Like we don't care, but we can't get in trouble for stupid stuff like that.
Well, really quick, what if someone just like pops the rear end in a seat that's not theirs? Maybe it happens to be like a premium seat.
Yeah. We have seat maps.
We know.
We have manifests.
We're aware of where you're supposed to be on the airplane. We know.
Don't try to sneak one by on us, Adriana. We're on to you.
I'm going to come on one of your flights with a fake mustache. It's not me.
It's not me. Well, we could seriously talk to you all day
I know, you guys are
about
the best.
anything and everything. But before we go, let's do a quick lightning round of questions. We call this segment Cross-Checked, where we ask you a series of aviation, flying, travel-related questions and see what you come up with.
I love it.
All right, question number 1. Window or aisle?
Aisle.
Okay, this is probably super aviation related, but do you like an Airbus or a Boeing? So like, do you know the difference?
No.
We should have modified this for our very first passenger. Okay, big airplane, small airplane. I'm kidding.
Big. I want
Okay.
the bigger the better. I don't want a little plane. On all fronts, the bigger the better.
Yeah. And to be fair, the bigger airplanes don't feel the turbulence as much either usually, so you're probably smart there.
Okay.
Hotel or Airbnb?
Oh, it depends on where. That's so tough. But I guess now, Airbnb.
Okay.
Airbnb. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Lucerne.
Oh, beautiful place. Favorite airport?
Oh, you're going to think I'm so crazy, but I love the Atlantic City airport because it's so small and it's so easy. And I love it.
No, we love AC and we love our friends that are based
Totally.
there too. Least favorite airport.
Oh, the Philadelphia airport. I'm sorry. I love you guys so much.
Not
but
the hometown
I
hate.
know.
That's my favorite one.
TSA is so mean to me. And maybe I'm doing something wrong. So
Your go-to snack while flying?
peanut M&Ms.
They have to be frozen though.
They have
Well,
to
they
be
don't have
frozen.
to be frozen, but I do prefer them that way.
I feel like you could freeze them and they would last longer.
I don't know if they would still be cold by the time I got to the plane.
They might
you
be
know?
like weirdly
And then they get a
almost
little
melty or like wet.
Oh, so that's what I was gonna say. If you let a frozen peanut M&M out in the air, it gets a little wet. You don't want
If
that.
you let them out.
Don't let them out. Don't let them out of your sight.
Do you have a favorite song on your travel playlist?
Oh, favorite song? I mean,
Or favorite current song?
so my all-time favorite song always is "Tears Dry on Their Own" by Amy Winehouse. I love it, and
That whole album, start to finish.
Yes.
so good. It's so
Iconic
good.
Amy did.
Yeah, love R.I.P. Love you, Amy.
One item that's always in your carry-on.
Oh, an item that's always in my carry-on. These days it's a burp cloth, but
That's fair. You have a little one.
otherwise it would be Icebreakers, the cube gum.
Oh,
Always gotta have it.
Solid choice.
Gotta have
solid
it.
choice. Place you've always wanted to visit.
Always wanted to visit Greece, and you guys inspired me so much. I really want to go.
It does not disappoint.
I'm gonna plan the trip. I'm gonna do it.
You should.
Please do and report back.
I will.
I was like, or messages, texts.
Yeah.
I
I
will.
give you a lot of.
Well, I want to
thoughts
come
it.
on one of your group trips.
Oh,
Please
you're coming
do.
on the Christmas
Yes.
one with
Yeah.
us, aren't you?
I'm
need
gonna talk
to.
to my husband. I really
Yeah.
want to do it.
We'll find you a babysitter. Everything's going to be
Absolutely,
fine. Yeah.
absolutely. Bob's will be fine.
Well, I feel like babies are fine. Bring them too.
We'll chat. We'll chat about it. We'll see. We'll see what his temperament's like at the time.
Well, Adriana, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show. It's been a blast having you. You're welcome back anytime. Before we go, tell everyone where they can find you.
Well, first of all, thank you so much. Obsessed with you guys. Best show, best guys. Everyone can find me on social media. All of my handles are _pre_nup, the-pre-nup.com. Podcast is on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the places. So find me there. The Pre Nup, a wedding planning podcast.
Amazing. Love this. Go check out Adriana on all the socials. Her show is so much fun. You will not be disappointed. And obviously start with the episode with the two of us in it because it's a blast.
It was super fun.
Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/2guysinAplane for more behind the scenes content. And it's a great way to support our show.
Join us next time for more humor, heart, and stories from our beverage cart.
This episode was brought to you by Staff Traveler, the #1 non-rev app. If you travel on standby tickets and are looking to make your journey easy and stress-free, check out the Staff Traveler app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Visit stafftraveler.com/2guys to learn more and sign up.
An ironic media production. Visit us at ironickmedia.com.